I'm going to show you the fastest way of getting rich in property. Not everyone has big chunks of change to invest in property, but that doesn't mean you can't make money from it. I do have a single favorite strategy, and this strategy took me from minus 33 grand 10 years ago in credit cards and loans to 10 million pound in 1 year in 2024, just 10 years on in my journey. And this strategy is called deal packaging. By the way, this is one of the strategies that we teach within our 12-week program, the Elite Property Trading Academy. If you want to find out more about that, I'm going to go through it at the end of the video. What exactly is deal packaging? Well, essentially, you are being a middleman or middlewoman, and you are sat in the middle of property and money. Now, arguably, you could say this for every strategy within property, but essentially, think of it as an estate agent, but switch it around. So the way we do this is we talk to people that want to invest, and you can sell the product or service, more on that later. They retain you, so they pay you money, and then you find a property that matches the criteria and will typically make between £5,000 and £10,000 per property without putting in a single pound. Why do I love deal packaging? Well, if that's not exciting enough, first of all, it's the low cost to entry. Now, every business takes a bit of money, but I don't need 25% deposit. I don't need complex structures. All I need is some basic education, some compliance, and some marketing spend. All in all, I say to people, if you can get hold of 3 grand, which I'm not saying is nothing, but £3,000 to really start making money and make 6 figures within 12 months. That might sound crazy right now, but I promise you, 3 grand investment to make a 6-figure return in 12 months, that's really exciting. The other thing that I really like is no tenants, no credit checks on me, no long-term liabilities, and 0 risk. So the lowest cash in, the lowest liability, and the highest return. Final thing from a long-term point of view is I'm building relationships with 2 stakeholders, people with money and people with deals. And so when I am ready to start scaling my own portfolio, I've already got the key relationships. So how exactly did I make money from this? So if you go back 10 and a bit years ago now, in December 2013, and I packaged my first ever property in Burnley. And no, if you've been following me, this isn't 36 Burdett Street, which I bought personally for 21,800 and screwed up royally. This was a £19,000 property down the road. Don't get too impressed, it's probably still worth £19,000. And I sourced it on for a handsome fee of 3% because I thought no way would somebody pay me 5 grand. 3% of 19,000 is £570, and it completed in 3 days. Genuinely, my first ever package deal completed in 3 days, just before Christmas, and I got £570. Probably cost me more to put it through. I was like, this is real. It was the best money I ever made. And I don't know about you. Sometimes I just need to see the reality for me. And that started something. And all that Christmas, I remember it so vividly. I just couldn't sleep. I came in January. I had a job as a headhunter at the time, right? And I gave in my notice in January. I was like, I'm going to become a millionaire. And I genuinely did that. And I remember my boss, Ed, lovely guy, was just like, really? And I don't think he was too embarrassed. I was shit at my job anyway. But that was the start of something special. Fast forward to today. I really knew I was onto something special. And at that time, by the way, my net worth was minus 33 grand, credit cards, all of that. And I started getting educated and understanding. And I'll be honest, I thought I was a pioneer. I was like, oh my God, this is genius. I made 570 quid, all of that. Turns out loads of people did it. And I thought, I need to get educated. So I went all in, played the game, and it took me a while. And I'll go through some of my ups and downs and what you're going to come up against. Fast forward to today, in 2024, we did just shy of 200 property deals for other investors, and we purchased around 50 for ourselves as well. And now I've got a team doing this for me. So the reason why that's so important is, how do I scale? By educating others to do part of the role, and they make money from that as well. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, getting from £0 to £10,000 a month, that's going to be the hardest money you ever make, because it's the training wheels, right? It's like driving a car. If you learn how to change gear from watching a YouTube video, you, in theory, know what a biting point is. Now, if any of you drive a manual car, I guarantee you didn't get in the car and go, oh, there you go, there's the biting point, go, go. Whereas now, some of you are still shit drivers, definitely doing that. Ollie's nodding behind the camera, so he's one of them, right? So you might be one of those, but now you might drive for miles and just not even think about changing gears and things like that. It's the same as investing. 0 to 10 grand a month, hardest money you'll ever make. 10 to 50 grand a month feels almost illegal. It's the only range of money. I hate saying easy, but I'm going to use the word easy. It was like, it baffled me. Like, it was almost like I'm making 10 grand a month, 12 grand a month, 8 grand a month, 15 grand a month, boom, 30, 40, 50. And it was like, where did this come from, right? And a whole new set of challenges, but it's an exciting journey. Great, Jamie, you've just bragged about how much money you've made. How the hell do I do this, right? So let's go through, how do we do it? So first of all, it goes without saying, get educated. And yes, I want to sell you a course at the end of this video. But genuinely, if you're at the beginning of your journey, watch YouTube, find somebody you relate to. Maybe you watch 2 or 3 of my videos. There's other educators on here. Who do you relate with? Who are you like, yeah, I really like them? Subscribe to the channels. Get reminded every time you come on YouTube. Don't get distracted by like the usual entertainment side. It's subscribe to people that you're actually going to get value and edutainment from her. So education, and then so much merged 2 fucking words for no reason there. But choose somebody you relate with and then invest in yourself. That could start small with books, CDs. Do people buy CDs anymore? Whatever it is. And then finally find somebody that can genuinely coach you, even if it's not me. Now, outside of education, let's assume you're obviously looking into that. What are the pragmatic steps? Start with the money. Baffles me, absolutely baffles me how many people not only do this, educators tell people to do this, where they go out there and it's like, find a great deal and the money will come. It's like, just stop saying stupid stuff. First of all, if I find a £200,000 property, legitimately worth 200k, and I get it for 150k, so a 25% discount, will the money come? Yeah, obviously. Do you think you can build a genuine, sustainable business on that? No. Like it baffles me how many educators go, you'll be inundated with 25%. Like, you're lying. You're lying. You're lying. All right? So you're not going to be able to build it up. But outside of like ridiculous deals, what makes a great deal? Like, genuinely reflect on that for a second. What makes a great deal? The answer is criteria. Well, where do you get criteria from? Your investors, right? So start with the money. Like, honestly, it's such a stupid way of doing business by finding the property first. Find the investor. So how do we do this? Well, first of all, we want to build a bit of a list and get some names and numbers. Time to get old school. Go networking. I know talking to another fucking human since COVID seems like the hardest thing in the world, all right? But get your big girl pants on and let's rock and roll. So first of all, property networking events. Almost definitely a waste of time for this purpose. Great to connect with people, feel the morale, definitely go and do it. But I'm talking business events, angel networking events. Get your ass on a train down to the Big Smoke in London. I was going to say the Big Apple, maybe the Little Apple. Get yourself in front of BNIs. Reach out to people, business owners. Just because business owners have learned how to make money doesn't mean they know how to multiply it or manage it for that case. So get in front of the right people, and I'm going to give you a big tip. Don't fucking pitch them. Add ridiculous value. YouTube, I think we've done almost 800 videos now. I honestly don't know. Hundreds, though, of genuine value. I think I did around 80 videos before I ever put my first call to action in. And now I think I've earned the right to pitch you a little bit on a video every now and then. But add value first. Do the same with people. Imagine going out and just asking somebody to marry you the first time you saw a girl in the corner. Bit fucking weird. Go and buy them a coffee. Engage with them. And it's the same with networking. Go in with the mindset of, if I talk to somebody, try and find one way I could add value for free and expect nothing in return. I promise you, you will get paid dividends. Online, just build awareness of who you are, add value to people just the same as everyone else wants, and everyone's getting pitched left, right, and center. How many DMs do you get on LinkedIn? How many DMs do you get on Facebook? So think about it this way. If I were that person, where would I be going? And then you need to be there adding value and attracting them in. And on EPTA, I actually go through a framework that we call ACE and LAPS on how to actually quantify this all the way through. Now we've got the money, it's time to spend it. Not quite like that. I don't know why that accent came out of nowhere either, but there we go. So now we've got investors with criteria. The aim is to get paid up front, by the way, and I'm not going to break down how to do that right now, but when you're retained, it shows commitment on both sides. Somebody going, yeah, find me a great deal and I'll see when it comes up. I promise you, I did that for years. It's really hard. Learn from my mistake. Get them to retain you. You become their personal shopper and you go out. So where do we shop? I'm going to give you 3 quick ways. Number 1, build relationships with estate agents. I'm not going to go through things like go on Rightmove, Zoopla, all of that, fairly obvious. Build the relationships with the 5 best agents, somebody that is big enough, a branch or 2, maybe 3 branches, that they're going to get regular deals, but not too big that the computer says no. I'm talking about the corporates. Family run, the owner still works there, maybe their son or daughter runs things now. They are the perfect size. Build great relationships, especially with the valuers, who are the people that do the deals with the people in the room, and they'll bring stuff with you. Number 2, letting agents. Look on Rightmove, make sure they are lettings only. They will be the people that actually have investors on their books, and 100% of them are buy-to-let landlords. You can get great deals as well. And then one of my favorite ways of getting direct-to-vendor leads, so good in fact that I spend about 30 grand a month on it, is Facebook ads, or I should say meta ads. Getting in front of the right people with the right message at the right time so that they come to you instead of you coming to them, which really changes the dynamic in the relationship. And I can do it and change it from the comfort of my own home on my phone. It really is powerful. So get out there, get known, and convert. Step 3, package the deal. And when I mean the deal, I actually mean the service. So I mentioned earlier, product versus service. What are the differences? Well, selling the house, right? This is the house that you are paying me for. That's selling the product. I used to do it. I got up to maybe $250,000 a year doing that. It's not the best way of doing things, and I figured that out later. So the reason it's not, by the way, is if the deal falls out, you lose the deal, the property, and the investor, because that's what they were buying. On the other side, it's the service. So my investors, if you are one of my investors, you know this, you've paid me up front, we've agreed criteria, I'll go and find something that matches that criteria, and then you use my broker, my solicitor, my refurb team, and my letting agent, so everything is hands-free. Sell the service. And there's a step-by-step process that obviously gets you to that point where you've got the network and education to be able to facilitate that. But I'm telling you, if you want to get to 6 figures a year and beyond with the least struggles, not effort, but struggles and challenges, selling the service is going to make you more money. So we want to package the deal with the service level that you want. Because remember, people want the experience, not just the outcome. Final tip, then the pitch. The final tip is go above and beyond. Genuinely, there's what's in the contract, what you've agreed to do, and do something extra for free. An unexpected gift that they weren't, by de facto, were not expecting, honestly really has a positive impact, because then the relationships become something beyond the transaction, something beyond the money. And there are so many of our investors that actually originally invested like 7 years ago, and they've just bought again and again and again, even though somebody might be cheaper, somebody might do something different, because of the experience and the relationship that is built up through that mutual appreciation of each other. So I've given a brief overview of this, but how do we actually codify this through the ACE and LAPS method? How do we actually convert people as we go through? How do we add value? What is a great opportunity? How do you analyze them? What contracts do you need? All of this. The reality is, somebody said to me, I can go on Google and get information. It's like, yeah, you absolutely can Google 95% of it. The problem is, what's good information, what's bad information? Number 2 is it in the right order? And what contracts do you need? What compliance do you need and all of this? And I decided to put together a 12-week program to just take people through this journey. It's the equivalent of 15 days worth of education, which is ridiculous, I know. And that's why we spread it over 3 months. So we do it on Mondays and Thursdays in the evenings. Everything's delivered live. Everything's also recorded, so you've got lifetime access to it all and everything like that. And it's everything. It is everything that I've learned over the last 10 years. And if you want to have a chat about how you can get involved in that, the way we do it, we don't do the hard pitch, here's a link, go pay. I'll put a link in the description. If you're struggling with the link, just put education in the comments. When you go on that link, you'll fill in your details on there. And then what you'll have is a one-to-one consultation with the team. And on this call, we'll spend half an hour with each other, understand where you're at, where you want to get to, and even if we can help. By the way, we might not be able to help you, being upfront about it. But if we can help you, we'll talk about what it looks like, payment plans, how we can support you. And if it's not, then you've just got a genuine half an hour of pure value that's going to support you one-on-one. So if that does sound like you, no hard pitches, links in the description, fill it in. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Subscribe. Each time you go on YouTube is an opportunity to learn or get distracted, and you want to create an environment where you're learning. And one way you can do that is by subscribing, and then a notification bell comes up, hit that, and you will get alerted when the new video comes out. If you got value from this video, hit the like button, and I look forward to chatting to each and every one of you when you fill in the form.